Do you know how to fall off a horse? I used to have a horse farm in Kentucky and I hired an instructor to learn dressage. And the first thing she wanted to teach me was how to fall off my horse. Now, I wasn't really excited about that, but she says, Mary, it's not a matter of if you'll fall off, it's a matter of when you'll fall off. And you need to know how before it happens. Wow, that was a bazinga moment for me. And actually, the same thing is true in your marriage. It's not falling off the horse, but it's learning how to resolve conflict. So, on this video, we're talking about how to resolve conflict in your marriage. And I'm Mary Whitman Ortiz of Limitless Intimacy, bringing you the tips and tools you need to create great intimacy in your marriage. On this channel, we talk about the strategies and the intimacy made simple steps you need, all from a Christian point of view. So if you're new here, would you please consider subscribing? Well, let's get back to our question. Do you know how to resolve conflict in marriage? And I also want to know, do you know how much that skill is going to help your sex life? Yes, absolutely. Let's look at a verse from the Bible. This is Matthew 6:21, and this will give us some really good motivation. It says, your heart will pursue what you esteem as treasure. Ooh, what is a treasure in a marriage? It's all those good things, those things that make your marriage enjoyable, and they're worth the work. They do take work, but they are worth it. And that's what we are learning how to make happen today. So, does knowing how to resolve conflict help your marriage? Yes, yes, it does. Even though it doesn't feel great in the moment. What does it do for you? Well, it keeps the peace. Peace in your marriage, that goes a long way, makes all those family trips more enjoyable, working through, I don't know, finances and sex life and in-laws. If you learn how to resolve conflict, all of those things are easier. It helps you to grow personally when you can manage your emotions and your feelings and know how to share them in a way that you're heard. We want to have assertive conversation, not aggressive, but assertive so that it's really clear. And I'm telling you, it's good for you. It's good for your marriage. It's good for your entire family. It's good for how you show up in the world. And when you've got that level of peace, then you have extra energy to apply to your dreams. Otherwise, all of your energy is going just to try to take care of problems. But when you learn how to resolve those problems, then some of those things just fall in line. Now, listen, are you getting some value from this? I sure hope you are. If that's what's happening, will you click that thumbs up button and answer for us in the comments? Which one of you is usually first to resolve conflict? Now, dun dun dun, I have to tell you what happens when you don't learn how to resolve conflict, and you may have been living in this some already. So here's the list. You're in this constant state of fight, flight, freeze. Woo! And that affects not just your emotions, but your body. You can have all kinds of health issues if that is the stress level that you're carrying all the time. And like, ain't nobody got time for that, right? That's miserable. And people like want to leave their marriage because that's what's happening. They just need the skill. If they learn how to resolve conflict, it's going to make their current marriage amazing. You won't have to go get another one, because even if you do divorce, try to get remarried, and you haven't learned how to resolve conflict, it will happen again. Once again, it's not if, it's when. And when you don't resolve conflict, you're building distance. It's kind of intentional, and it you lose the closeness, you lose that sweet place, and people just can't stay. They can't survive in that long. I want to give you 3 steps to resolve conflict so we can make this happen. But I have to ask, are you a ministry leader or a mental health professional that works with couples, and you know Resolving conflict is crucial. It's foundational for their health. But have you talked with your couples about how it impacts sexual intimacy? What that break in connection does in the bedroom? You need to know how to have those talks with your couples, how to make that dialogue less awkward, more productive. Well, I'm offering a sexual wholeness training on November 17th and 18th. The link is in the comments. I would love to have you join me. All right, let's get back. We have 3 steps now to resolve conflict, and these might be things that you didn't realize it was going to make such an impact. Number 1, share info about you and not your spouse. So none of these you always, you never, right? You're telling your spouse about yourself because they're not a mind reader. They won't know your thoughts. They won't know your emotions unless you tell them. Number 2, try to make understanding each other the goal and not to be in 100% agreement. That's pretty ridiculous. There's 2 of you with unique points of view. That's what makes marriage interesting. So don't expect 100% agreement. Understanding is the sweet spot. And number 3, keep connection and closeness as your goal, because that means, yep, we're going to get past this. This is a temporary upset, but we are going to learn how to get past it and get back to the real us. So just remember, God's design for sexual wholeness in marriage is to build true and emotional, caring sexual intimacy.